Let's start with chapter number 2, polynomials. So today I would be doing some introduction based on polynomials chapter. So let's start with it without wasting any time. So you should know what polynomial is. So polynomial basically is an expression where we have polynomial degree as n. So as you can see in this case we have n here at the last term. It says an xn. Poly basically means many. That means that we have an expression which has many terms in it and we don't know what number of it, right? So in this case, therefore we say that the polynomial always has a degree n. Polynomial, when we say polynomial. Now we have different types of polynomials such as linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, then we have cubic polynomial. So in this chapter you need to study about quadratic polynomial. So quadratic polynomial is the one which has degree 2. So let us first start with linear polynomial because that's the base. So for linear polynomial we have a degree of 1. If we talk about linear polynomial, it should have a degree 1. So you can see here on the board that px equal ax plus b. Now in this case the degree is 1. The highest power is 1. So therefore we can say it is a linear polynomial. Now in this case remember a could not be equal to 0. A cannot be equal to 0. Why it cannot be equal to 0 is because if a is 0 there won't be any term of x. So it will be look like this 0x plus b. Now it can't be a linear polynomial because it doesn't have a degree 1. So in this case in linear polynomial a cannot be equal to 0. It should have some value. A should have some value here. Now the next is quadratic polynomial. When we talk about quadratic polynomial, it has a degree 2. Now in this case again we have a general equation that says px equals ax square plus bx plus c. Now in this case we cannot have a as 0. Why? Because if my a is 0 then there won't be the first term. There won't be any first term. So we are left with a linear polynomial. So in quadratic polynomial again a cannot be equal. It should have some value apart from 0. So therefore we have written one example for this, that is 3x square plus 6x plus 7. So you can have any example under this. Now the next is cubic polynomial. So when we say cubic polynomial, it has a degree of 3. Now again in this case we cannot have a value as 0. If a is again 0, I will say again, so if a is again 0 then this polynomial will be a quadratic form, which is not possible. So we need some value of a to have a cubic polynomial again. So we can write any example under this like 3x cube plus 7x square plus 4x plus 6. So any example you can write under this. Next is 0 for polynomial. So we say a real number alpha is called a 0 of the polynomial. So I will write it as p alpha equals 0. Now this means alpha, if we have any value, if we have any 0, then if we put that value in a polynomial, it must result into 0. If it is not 0, it cannot be a factor or it cannot be a 0. So let us write one example under it. So suppose we have px, that is x square minus 2x minus 3. Now suppose we have two values, that is p3 and p minus 1. So we need to put the value of these two in the equation 1. Then we need to see whether it is a 0 or not. So putting the value of 3 in equation 1, we get 3 square minus 2, 3 minus 3. Now 3 square 9 minus 6 minus 3. So 3 minus 3 equals 0. That means my p3 is the 0 of the polynomial. Now let us check for the second one, that is p minus 1. So minus 1 square minus 2 minus 1 minus 3. So 1 plus 2 minus 3. So 3 minus 3 equals 0. That means we have two zeros here, that is 3 and minus 1. Now if the value is other than 0, then we can say it is not a 0 of a polynomial. If it needs to be a 0, then the value should result into 0. So that's zeros of the polynomial. Now next what we need to do is relation between zeros and the coefficient of a quadratic polynomial. So let us do this. So we have two formulas under this. So this is actually for a quadratic polynomial. Now we have a general equation, that is px ax square plus bx plus c. Now in this case we have two zeros. Why two zeros? Because it has a degree of 2. So therefore the number of zeros we have here is 2. Now let us suppose that zeros are alpha and beta. Now there is a value of this, like we need to find sum of zeros here. Sum of zeros means minus coefficient of x over coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x here is b, so minus b. Then we have coefficient of x square as a. So this is my sum of zeros. My alpha plus beta equals minus b over a. Now the next is product of zeros. So for product of zeros we have constant term over coefficient of x square. Constant term here is c and coefficient of x square is a. So this is my alpha dot beta. For sum you need to take plus here, for product you need to take dot here. So we have two formulas. If we need to verify this, so you need to find alpha plus beta as well as minus b over a, and for product of zeros we have c over a and alpha dot beta. Now let me tell you one question for this. So we have a polynomial x square plus 7x plus 12. Now we need to verify the zeros and its coefficient. So first of all we need to split the middle term here. So it will be x square 4x plus 3x plus 12. Now taking common from first two values, again taking common from last two values. So we have two zeros again here, that is x plus 4 and x plus 3. Now we get the value of this as minus 4 and as minus 3. That means my alpha is minus 4 and my beta is minus 3. Now we need to find the sum of zeros as done earlier. We need to now apply this as sum of zeros. First of all we need to find alpha plus beta. So minus 4 minus 3, it will be minus 7. Now as we have done the formula under this, that says minus b over a. So we need to look for the coefficient of x and coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x is 7 and coefficient of x square is 1. So minus 7 over 1. Now you can verify this very well with this. So we get minus 7 as the answer. Now the next is product of zeros. Product of zeros is alpha dot beta and c over a. Alpha dot beta, that is minus 4 minus 3 equals 12. Now we need to make sure that my c over a is similar as well. So my c in this case, that is constant term here is 12. So 12 over 1. So hence it is verified that product of zeros equals alpha dot beta and my sum of zeros, that is minus 7. So hence verified for this question. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.